Liam, this week a little bit the calm before the storm in the Saturday, Tuesday to the end.
Yeah, I mean that's the fixture schedule, isn't it? Like we've had it a number of times over the season, and we'll prepare for it and hopefully be ready for each game.
And it feels like there's a good buzz around the place. Clearly, the Easter weekend was massive.
Yeah, massive. To pick up 6 points over Easter puts us in really good stead going into these fixtures. We can play with a bit more confidence and go and take it to teams, and hopefully we can pick up some really positive results.
Yeah, and really rewarding in that you had the time on the training ground, you had the international break. Clearly you put all of the work in, and great to see the result of that. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, obviously we had that 2-week period where we could work on the new formation, which has gone really well so far, and implement key details in the way we want to play and little details on our passes and how we look to attack. And there's been real clarity over the past 2-3 weeks that's got us positive results on the pitch.
Yeah, clarity is the word, isn't it? I think we can all see that watching the performances, that everybody knows what they should be doing.
Definitely. I think we went away from that a little bit just before that, and I think that's what Gaffer's done really well since he's come in. He's brought clarity to everything we do. His attention to detail has been first class with everything we do, and long may that continue, really.
And when he turns up with the tactics board and says, I quite fancy playing with wingbacks, presumably for you, you're thinking, yeah, this is good news because you love the attacking side of the game anyway.
Yeah, it suits me really well. I think it's probably maybe my best position. I think I'm better suited to a wing back maybe than a right back, but I can do both really well. And yeah, like in that 3-5-2, it really suits me. Get forward, get up and down and create chances, but also do my defensive duties.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it, that you really like playing that role, in that not so much the case here, but in the modern game, it's quite in vogue, isn't it, to play with wing-backs, a really key player for a lot of clubs.
Definitely. I mean, you see the top teams do it all the time and how successful they've been with it. There's loads of different aspects of the way you can play it. Ours is obviously different to the way that Man City will play it. But we've adapted really well to the clarity that we've been given in meetings and out on the training field, and yeah, hopefully we can keep putting that together and building on that to produce good performances.
And in the modern game, even playing as a fullback compared with say 20-25 years ago, a fullback has to be more of a wing back in the sense of what's demanded of you.
Definitely, like we're a massive outlet. We need to be able to create overloads up the top end of the pitch and also do our defensive duties. So got to be able to have lots of energy and be able to get up and down. So it's a key aspect to the way we can attack and exploit teams.
Do you feel you've learned more from this season than last season, in that you broke into the team and it just seemed to come so easily for you? You had that momentum, and then this time around, as is inevitable in football, you've had a few setbacks, but presumably that's useful in the sense of learning the lessons?
Definitely, and then that's the only way you gain it, by playing lots of games and putting yourself in different scenarios. Teams obviously get used to the way you play and you have to change, and I have to change the way I play in certain aspects of games. So I'm always learning, always trying to get better, and I know with a new gaffer with his attention to detail, I'm going to keep getting better every day.
And a different dynamic to the defence, particularly second half at Blackpool, in that it's been the joke really that people have looked at the used defence for much of the season, all of that experience, and then you're the younger player. But second half at Blackpool, you had Zeno in there, obviously Job as well, and the complexion of it quite different. Yeah,
I mean, obviously we've had predominantly throughout the season we've played with a back four, and it's been a really experienced back line with me obviously playing at right back. But yeah, obviously since Mamadou's come in, and like you say, Zeno played at the weekend, and yeah, they're more than capable. That they give us that extra bit of legs and energy, and that they've got the experience. They've played at the level. They understand what it takes, and they're like me as well and developing all the times. And when we've got players like Ryan Bennett around the place, you can learn from them all the time, which is key that we make sure we keep doing.
Playing in that back four with the experienced lads, did it just become part of your expectation that teams would then look to test you as the youngest player in there?
Yeah, I mean that's always going to happen, and I think obviously some will say it happens as well because I'm obviously not the biggest as well. But look, that's football. Whatever's thrown at you, you have to deal with and adapt to, and we all work together to nullify whatever threat that the opposition oppose. And you just have to stand up to the challenge and keep developing and work with your teammates to produce the best performance we can.
And with your contract, I think I'm right in saying that there's an option which is presumably on the club side for next season. The expectation being that will just all go through, so in effect you've got a contract through to next summer?
Yeah, I've got an extension on my contract, so as long as the club take that up, then I'll be here. So yeah.
Brilliant. Great.
You mentioned not being the biggest there. Is that one of the reasons why you feel like you're more suited to wing-back than full-back, or is there any other reasons why you think the game's more suited to that role?
I think just because I'm full of energy and I'm always up and down, so it just gives me that bit more licence to know that on my recovery runs, I've got time to recover a bit better because we've got that extra man in there. So, but my recovery run might be inside rather than down the line. Just little things like that. It allows me to attack more with a bit more licence, so I can afford to go more often than I might have to if I play in a back four.
You mentioned the attacking role. Does that mean there's even more sort of responsibility on yourself now to start getting them assists and maybe your goal as well? Yeah,
definitely. Obviously, I'm finding myself in them positions more often, so it's about bringing them numbers up. Might not be assists, it might be just by creating other chances for other people to get assists. So it's all about creating goal contributions, and I do my best and every single game to try and do that in the final third.
I suppose like the first goal against Wigan the other day, I think it was you that laid it out to Brophy. Is that the sort of thing you mean? Sustained attacks, things like that? Definitely,
things like that where I think I've had it quite a few times this season where I haven't actually got the assist, but I've been the third man in the play where I've got us forward and created an opening for somebody else to then set each other up. So that's a great example from the other day where I've picked it up on the edge of the box, gave it to Brovs, and Brovs has crossed for Gassan to score.
And what have you made of Mamadou? Similar position to yourself, really, recalled from a loan spell that was going really well, like yourself the season before. How have you found, what have you made of him since he's come in, and have you sort of passed on advice a bit, having come back yourself from a loan spell, and quite a lot of expectation as well after a successful loan spell? Yeah, I mean, me and Mams get on really well, to be fair. And yeah, he's done exactly what I did last year, where he's gone away, he's proved himself, and he's done really well. And he deserves his place in the team at the moment. And it is a case of, yes, we're both young players, but we work together to do whatever we need to do for the team. And like I said earlier, picking up things from Ryan Bennett and who have played at a level for a long period of time. And yeah, like me and Mams know that we're both going to give everything to each other and do our best to cancel the opposition out.